can somebody speak up? Can somebody protest or say something without the fear that he or she will be rejected, will be punished? One of the latest concepts in leadership is the concept of psychological safety. This has been popularized by a Harvard business school professor, Amy Anderson. She's really not saying something new, but she's bringing out an issue that we've been looking at differently. And for me, it's been a challenge for me. I've led an institution for a relatively long period of time. That means the ideas, the good ideas have matured, possibly the bad ones have fallen off the side. I have been able to develop numerous colleagues. As an education institution, the highest somebody does is become a professor. The highest degree is a PhD, which you've done in various ways. But the idea of psychological safety is, can somebody speak up? Can somebody protest or say something without the fear that he or she will be rejected, will be punished? And the way in which it's discussed is a little tricky, in the sense that the assumption is you have a meeting and people simply speak up. But my experience is that there is the groupthink, which is the concept that people in a group, maybe in management, tend to all think alike. They all tend to agree with one person. And indeed, there are some examples of failure of psychological safety. The American shuttle that was destroyed immediately on takeoff many years back was a very good example of groupthink. The person who knew could not speak out. He agreed with the rest of the people. So you need to be able to balance between this. In my experience, whenever you have an idea and you bring it to colleagues, some colleagues will like it, others will not like it. Some people will speak out and maybe criticize it, the idea. Others may keep quiet. Then, of course, there are these who, after the meeting, as they go out, they start talking about the idea. They fail to say what they wanted to say in the meeting, but say it outside the meeting. These are the issues which evolve around psychological safety. In your management team, do people speak out? Are people curious enough to be able to say what is on their mind? And are they safe? Do you, as a leader, feel comfortable when they say certain things? My personal experience is that, yes, there are people who will speak out well. Two, there are people who simply criticize whatever is said. They'll come up with something negative. Three, there are some people who lack the knowledge and they'll say things in such a way that you really feel even embarrassed that they've actually said it. So this is not psychological safety. And to me, one way in which I've avoided having rowdy meetings is consult before. You go out using what is known as, I think it's called round robin. You send out information to different people, they make their comments, and you'll clearly see the characters, the personalities I'm talking about will emerge in the various comments. Somebody who is always just criticizing whatever takes place will criticize it. But at times this is due to lack of knowledge, and at times due to lack of training, and at times, of course, simply because it is you who is suggesting something that they'll never say it. On the other hand, I've also seen people bring up wonderful ideas, and you, the boss, can you support these ideas? Do you see them as good ideas that need to be supported? So these are to me, psychological safety needs to be developed a little further, because yes, can people speak out? Are there ways in which you can minimize the way in which people speak out? So it's a good concept to think about, to develop further, but I believe that if you are experienced as a manager, as a leader, this should not be a big issue. And indeed, in many organizations, people don't have to see things the same way. But if you have these wonderful ideas, if you are an innovator yourself, if you're a person who generates new ideas or accepts ideas from other people, chances are people may not really agree with you because they don't see things the same way. Change is not easy. But the idea is good, needs to be researched into, especially locally, to see how we can relate to that concept.